nothing to do with nobody but the Jew.
Yeah, but he still used the Jews to send his message.
He first came to the Jews and then they went to the Gentiles.
No, that's...
You say no?
No, that's...
Give me that.
Right.
Think not.
I come not.
Can't be right.
I think not.
Yeah, but there's no point of the Bible then. There's no point of the
Yeah, of course there's a point. You wouldn't know what I'm telling you about. Everything I'm saying is coming out of the Bible. The Bible is so important. It's so crucial.
I want to answer this one last
so-called
question.
black people are walking around calling themselves Bohemian. That's why the Bible is so important. Because you're not a Bohemian, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. So the Bible is our lifeline. Right? Go ahead, read that.
I agree with you.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
But he answered and said,
Right?
I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I'm not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ is speaking there. He said, I only came for the Israelites.
And then they would go to the Gentiles.
Right? I only came for the Israelites.
Yeah.
He said, then he's going to go to the Gentiles?
Yeah.
Give me, I'll go not into the way of the Gentiles.
There's actually a critical question that I want to ask.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
And these 12 Jesus sent forth
The 12 disciples, go ahead.
and commanded them, saying,
Listen to what he told the 12 disciples.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles,
Don't go to the Gentiles, read.
and into any city of the Samaritans,
Don't go by them Samaritan people either. Go ahead.
enter ye not,
But do what?
go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So now, you're going to tell me, you just told me Christ came
but
for
in the book of
everybody.
Paul-
Hold on.
And then the
you just said
apostles
Christ
went
came
to
for
Greece,
everything.
and they went to
Everybody.
Turkey,
Now,
and
what
all
did that
that.
verse say? What did he tell the disciples?
Where did Paul
He said,
go?
only go to
Where
the
did Paul go?
Israelites.
Romans 9.
All the verses that
He said, only go to the Israelites.
There's verses that
Christ.
still contradict that. There's still verses that
There's
contradict
no,
that.
the Bible's not contradicting.
No, but there's verses
The
that
Bible is not
like,
contradicting.
you know, Saul, Paul, I think he was like Paul, but they...
We about to read 'em.
As a matter of fact, he went to Italy. He
But
was in Rome.
Paul went to the
where
Israelites.
The Romans were.
Paul's a Benjamin.
Paul is a Benjamite.
Okay, but Paul...
Out of the tribe of Israel. He's the same tribe as
But
you.
Paul was a Jew, though.
But he was a
went
Benjamite.
out to the
He
whole
was a
world.
Benjamite. He was a Jew out of the tribes of Israel, a Benjamite.
Let me read
That's what Paul was.
Let me read that.
Just like yourself.
That's right.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse
I'm
1.
going to tell you a lie that's in the Bible.
I say then, has God cast away his people? God forbid.
God forbid. Go ahead.
For I am also an Israelite,
Right?
of the seed of Abraham,
Come on.
from the tribe of Benjamin.
That's Paul speaking. He's telling
That's
you, I
right.
am an Israelite. So let me ask you, what's your nationality, sir?
Bohemian.
You still stuck on it, huh? Why won't you give it? Why won't you give to Christ and to God His truth? Why are you holding back His truth?
that's
You
what-
just learned. We pull out all these verses to prove to you that you are Israelite
still
and you
disagree.
still
He can make
saying
up
you're
his own
Bohemian.
mind.
Could you prove to me that you're Bohemian?
Huh?
Could you prove to me that you're Bohemian?
Yeah, I got a
Do you have
birth
any documents that say you're Bohemian?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a birth certificate. I got my birth certificate.
So who gave you that birth certificate?
It's kind of pointless.
For you, yeah.
The doctor, I guess?
Huh?
The doctor?
No, not the doctor, the government, right? You believe everything the government said?
I'm not saying...
Do you believe everything the government said?
Exactly.
No, of course you don't, right? Because I know you into crypto, so you don't believe nothing the government said, right? So you don't believe the government, but today you believe the government because the Bible is open.
Right.
The Bible is telling you you're an Israelite. You won't fess that up. Could you confess that you're Israelite before you walk away from it?
People should have time to think about things on their own.
Romans
Why?
9. Romans 9.
And reflect.
Romans
Why you
9.
gotta reflect?
Because that's pushing. You don't
Because
just
I'm-
push beliefs on
You
people.
pushing him to
That's
leave.
not- that's not right. No, that is my friend. I'm hanging out with him all the
He's his
time.
friend. He's my friend too now, right?
That's
Okay.
right.
And
That's our
friend,
brother.
you need to
You
realize.
guys don't believe salvation came to the whole world. You believe salvation is just for the Jews. You don't believe
First
that
of all, who does salvation belong to?
the world.
Everybody.
Give me
Like
St.
God
John
could've chosen
4:24.
any-
Hold on. We're gonna read.
We're just gonna go.
John
I know that you guys got scripture for
I think
everything.
God
I already know it.
Why do you know?
This is not a surprise. What I want to critically ask you is this:
You ain't got no scripture.
Why does the white man need to be righteous? Why
Do you think
Why
racism
you keep
needs to be
saying
right?
that?
Do you
Who
think
said-
racism is wrong?
Who said they gotta be
Do you think that
righteous?
racism is wrong?
I think racism is the fabric of this nation. I think racism is necessary in the earth. I think racism. I think our problem, black people's problem, is that they're not racist.
Right.
That's our problem because we embrace everything and we embrace things that kill us.
Right.
We open our hands and say, "Come into our
So you
homes,
embrace
come into
evil.
our
So you embrace
communities,
evil.
come to our schools," and you know what they bring? They bring religion, rhetoric, falsehoods.
Bullshit. Okay, yeah,
You know,
bullshit.
they come
Why
in there
should they
with
stop?
a bunch of crap.
Why should they stop?
So
They're damned anyways.
not-
Why
they-
should they stop?
they're not going to stop. They're going
What
to
the
be
white
stopped.
man does when he's
Right.
evil harms the brown community.
He's so evil, he harms his own community.
It harms him and it harms you
He harms
guys.
himself.
And if it's
He
harming
can't do
you,
right.
But we
if it's
also
harming
Listen,
you,
we're not
if
out
he's selling
here-
drugs
we're
to
not-
you guys,
No,
why should he stop?
Because
why
we gotta
should he
stop
even
buying
care?
them. Forget about what he's selling.
You're
Let's stop buying
They
them.
won't stop.
We have to stop buying them.
Everybody has to work together.
So that's what we are. We are for our people. Stop buying
only
it.
one section is trying to be righteous and the other section doesn't need to be righteous. That's not going to work. It can't be lopsided.
Why not?
If the world is going to be righteous,
That's how
in
this
the
world
sight
has
of God,
been for the last
then it's
100,000 years.
if the whole world isn't trying to be righteous, you will not have anybody be righteous. It has to be equal. It has to be equal.
It has to be equal.
It can't be this
me,
unfair
give
sort
me,
of like you guys
Deuteronomy
have to behave, but they can
7:6.
do whatever they want. It's going to fall
7:6.
apart, man. The philosophy falls apart. Why should the white man be righteous? Why should the white man stop?
I partially
being racist?
agree with your synopsis. You're right. Righteousness cannot properly be established with the wicked around. So God is going to have to destroy the wicked.
That's right.
So righteousness can grow
Okay.
and live.
So
So
he
the
destroys them in the
future of this
afterlife, right?
earth, the future of this earth is that evil will be destroyed.
That's right.
That's
Right?
in the afterlife, right?
Right? No, that's
And
here
destroy
on this
the
earth. I don't
day.
know afterlife.
Okay.
People down the
Here on
day
this
with
earth.
me.
Got it. But I'm talking about right now.
Right now,
why should white
right-
men care
right
about
now,
anything they're doing? They're
we're
going to be
calling-
doomed anyways.
Right now, God is calling the children of Israel. That's why Christ said, "I'm not sent but unto the children of Israel." He's calling the children of Israel to wake up out of being whatever the white man told you were, and come back to your true heritage and your God and your walk with the Father.
Okay.
He's calling his children.
His
now
children,
in
but
the last
the
days.
others don't need to
So,
wake up.
because remember, he's coming with fire.
But tell
right?
me this. But
He's
the-
coming with judgment, right?
But the rest don't
Hold
need to
on.
wake up, right?
Is he coming with judgment, Christ?
Sure.
So who is he going to judge?
He's going to judge. The white man's damned anyways,
Who's he
and
gonna-
he will judge you
who's
guys.
he gonna judge?
He will judge the brown according to you
No,
guys.
it's not about color. Who's he going to judge?
The children of Israel,
The
however it
wicked.
is that you're
Let's
trying
say the wicked. He's going to judge the wicked. He's going to destroy the
Okay,
wicked.
so if
whether
there's a-
they're brown, they're white, whatever color they are,
All right,
he's
so
going
if
to
there's a white
destroy.
okay,
Hold
so
on.
if there's a righteous
He's
white
going
man, what
to
happens to
destroy
him?
the wicked, right?
So what happens to the righteous
There's no
white man?
such thing. Right? Let's read that.
Hebrews 16.
Okay, well, this is lopsided, man.
It's not lopsided.
You're not
Hey,
saying.
let me read this. Let me read this. This is the
not
book of
gonna
Hebrews,
balance out.
chapter
parasitic.
12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau,
Like who?
who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
He was what?
He was rejected.
God rejected Esau, not us. God rejected Esau. You understand that? We're just reading what God did to you, right?
For
God
he-
rejected the white man. Go ahead.
For he found no place of repentance.
Not you. I'm just saying to the white people. I don't know your nationality.
For he found no place of repentance.
Right.
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Right. Even though he really wanted to enter in, there was no place for him. That's what God did. That's not us. We just reading what God did to you.
But I think back then it had nothing to do with color.
than just that.
Huh?
It had nothing to do
It
with
not had
color.
nothing to color now either.
And plus,
The
this-
color only is a part of your identification. It has to do with your nation. You know what? Hamitic.
what if
Let me
there's
say
a new-
something
what
to
if there's a
you.
new-
They got people that's Hamitic,
Yeah.
right? For the children of Ham.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're dark skinned too, right? That doesn't mean that they gonna get the kingdom? No. It's only for the Israelites. So it doesn't matter your skin color. You're right. It's not a skin color thing. It's a national thing. It's a nationality thing. God chose a people.
Romans
Those
9:13.
people are the different shades of brown. That's all we're saying.
And
right?
another thing,
so
it's like,
we're,
if you guys
people
are
try to
trying to-
make it a race card, right? We're not pulling no race card here, right? Because race means there's a competition. We're not in no competition with the white man because he can't get what we have, right? So what's the point of us being in the competition? You see, we can compete in mathematics, you can compete in engineering, right? But you can't compete for the Most High God. God already made his decision. So this is not a race thing.
Don't you see how that's never going to work out?
What you mean it's never going to work out?
It's like I said before, if the entire world is not righteous, then you're not going to have, nobody is going to be righteous. Nobody is going to be righteous.
Listen, these men, you see all these men, that's around you? They're righteous. And you know what? There's a lot more of us.
That's right.
Right? There is thousands of Israelites in the world.
I'm talking about the white man.
But what make you
talking about the white man? Listen, when the white man is in when the white man is in the country club, right? And he's around his wife's constituents, right? Nobody in there is saying, we need some black people in here.
Right.
Nobody's saying that. Right? When our people was being whipped and chained in these very neighborhood that we're in right now, there was no white people saying, damn it, we need to whip some of these white people too.
You don't hear what's going on today on the news?
Nobody's saying that. Everybody's okay with, what happened to black people now. Right? We don't want no part of that.
You heard of woke culture?
So you have to understand
that's happening.
That every culture is separate. God divided the nations. What the Chinese go through, they go through.
God sows division. God sows division. I thought the one who sows division is Satan.
God sows division, not Satan.
Satan does not sow division. That's one of the identities of Satan. Is a division.
Don't jump. Say where you at.
I'm here.
Job 9:24.
Book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Read that again.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So now who runs this earth? Who runs the commerce? Who runs the military? Who runs the resources of this earth? What nations of people run this earth? Do the Israelites, do these people on this side run any natural resource or any military force?
Of course.
Or on the
Venezuela, they got oil.
Who's in control of that oil?
Who's in control of the oil in Venezuela?
Right.
What's his name? Maduro. And so they're, of course, they do. That's proof. And then
and who Maduro works with? Hold on.
And then Chavez before that.
Who Maduro works with?
The Socialist Party.
The white man.
Right.
He has to go to the white man. He can't make no move without him. He has to go to him.
You would say that, wouldn't you?
He has to.
Venezuela is in crisis. Once one of the more prosperous nations in Latin America, the economy is now in shambles, and the presidency is in dispute. Despite sanctions from the United States and mounting international pressure for regime change, President Nicolas Maduro has remained in power, in part due to the support of Venezuela's international allies. Enter Russia. Russia and Venezuela have come together in opposition to the United States' influence in Latin America. Hugo Chavez, Maduro's predecessor, capitalized on what Russia needed most from Latin America: acknowledgement of Russia as a great power. Venezuela's political solidarity with Moscow helped Putin shore up domestic support, and Venezuela gained a strong ally that could deliver financial and political aid. The beginning of the 2000s seemed to represent real progress for Russian businesses in Venezuela, but this commercial boom was short-lived. As Venezuela's economy began to collapse and Maduro came to power, most Russian companies left the country due to lost profits and supply chain instability. Moscow's priority eventually shifted from taking advantage of economic opportunities in Venezuela to gaining political benefits. In 2019, President Maduro confronted a political challenge as opposition politician Juan Guaido alleged electoral fraud and laid claim to the presidency, a move backed by over 50 countries. Russia, however, opposed Guaido's claim, choosing to back Maduro instead. Russia provided crucial support during this period, supplying military specialists, blocking US-backed resolutions in the UN Security Council, and temporarily providing Russian oil giant Rosneft's assistance as a lifeline to the sanctioned Venezuelan oil industry. Despite the turmoil, Russia continues to be an important source of arms, grain, medical equipment, and COVID-19 vaccines for Venezuela. While Russian support has been a lifeline for Maduro,
you know history. If you know Maduro is running things, you know where he got to go. Okay. You know he got to make deals with Russia. You know what he has to do. I know about Maduro too, right? So we know he has to make deals there, or else he gets no money. Because the white man runs the earth. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So when a God comes to judge, remember you read the meek shall inherit the earth?
Yes.
Right? So who is the meek of the earth? The people that have no real rulership on the earth. When I talk about, like you said, you're from Venezuela?
Yeah.
Right? Your forefather. Your father.
I don't care about that.
Hold on, I know you don't care, but I want to ask you a question. Did your father come from Venezuela as well?
I'm not going to answer that.
You don't know? Did you grow up with your father?
It's not important. It's not important.
Give away.
No. Yeah, I did, but it's not important.
Was he
It's not
from Venezuela or from Spain?
It doesn't matter. It's not important.
It's not important?
The whole point is you need balance, and the second
No,
thing is
he might be from
why does your
because only
philosophy
Israel be denying
your
themselves so much.
philosophy has also balance
he
with
might,
science?
He might be an Israelite.
I want to fight for the white
He might
man.
be an Israelite. You know what I mean? I gotta check you out.
I don't
you know what I'm
agree
saying?
with you
Because you fighting against it, and that doesn't matter. You know, because fighting against the truth doesn't change the truth.
It's not.
It's still the truth.
This is an opinion.
This is the truth.
This is an interpretation.
It's not interpretation.
Everybody's going to say that their
It doesn't
interpretation
change the
is the
truth
truth.
at all, right?
Everybody
God
has
said
their
you
own
shall know the truth, and the
interpretation.
truth shall make you free.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
It
Sure.
shall free you from sin. Right? What we're trying to do is free you guys from
Wouldn't
sin.
it be that there's a new Israel, and
So
Israel
angry.
is all those who accept Christ?
There's a new Israel,
Yeah, like
like
the
a
new
spiritual Israel,
Yeah, like
but
when
not a physical.
Let me tell you
No,
something,
like
man.
when
Let me ask you, do
Christ
you love white men? Do you love the white man? Do you love
It's
the
not
white
about
man?
my love and my hate. Listen,
do
give me
you love
give
the
me
white man?
give me Malachi 1:1.
his friend because his friend
was asking the
question.
Exactly. Exactly.
Malachi 1:1. That's my answer. My answer is Malachi.
I didn't
1:1.
hear him. I didn't hear him.
All right. But I need to get. He had asked a crucial question, and I want to finish this question. Right? We were talking about the world. We were saying that John 3:16 was talking about the world, everybody.
couldn't
We went
it be a new
to 18 and 20 that showed you that the world was talking about the synagogue and the Jews. Did you copy that? Did you understand that the world wasn't talking about everybody? Did you get like
but that's how it was.
satisfaction with that yet? Because I can get more scriptures on that. Give me Isaiah 42 verse 17 for him right there.
Why did the apostles go to Italy?
Romans 9.
That's all right. He wasn't paying
They had a
attention.
church in Rome. And who was in Rome?
It's 17.
White man.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 17.
45:17. Sorry.
But if he wasn't talking about everybody, what's the need
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel
James
shall be
1:1.
saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. He should not be ashamed nor confound. World without end.
Right?
Yeah, but
Read that
what
again.
doesn't make any sense.
Read it again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17.
Now.
But Israel
But Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, read on.
shall be saved in the Lord
The Lord is going to save Israel. Read on.
with an everlasting salvation.
And when he saves Israel, it's never going to end. Right? We're never going back into captivity again. We're never going to be Bohemian again. Right? Read on.
Ye should not be ashamed nor confounded.
This is nothing to be ashamed about, and it's nothing to confound you, nothing to confuse you. Read on.
world.
What?
World.
Spell that word.
WORLD.
Read on.
Without end.
So you are that world that he so loved. You're the world that Christ died for.
That's right.
You're the world that he's reaching out to. You want to give it to everybody else. I know because you're a generous person. But God is not as generous as you.
Right.
He chose a people. And he's going to stand on the people that he chose. He said, give me that Malachi 1:1.
Spread his salvation.
Yeah.
Because that's
Why
the whole
did they
reason of
establish
the
a church in Rome?
Malachi 1:1.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
The burden of the word of the Most High to Israel
To who?
to Israel
To Israel, go ahead.
by Malachi.
So Malachi about to tell you something about Israel. Go ahead.
I have loved you, saith the Most High.
God said, I have loved you, Israel, saith the Most High. Read on.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
But we act like God didn't love us, like he didn't choose us. Read on.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Now, Esau was Jacob's brother. Esau is the biblical name of the so-called Caucasian race. Go ahead.
Saith the Most High.
Uh-huh.
I loved Jacob,
I have loved Jacob. Read on.
and I hated Esau.
And I did what?
And I hated Esau.
And God said, I hated Esau. So now, if God is saying he hates Esau, which is the father of the Caucasian race, and he's saying he loved Jacob, which is the father of the so-called Negroes, why were you asking me how I feel?
Okay,
God is telling you how he feels.
right.
Should we not be lifting up God?
Okay, what contradicts that is when Jesus says to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Your neighbor is talking about your brother,
What about your
fellow
enemy?
Israelite.
What about your enemy?
That's your neighbor. I'm your neighbor. I don't live near you, but I'm your neighbor.
That's right.
What about your enemy?
Huh?
Who's the enemy?
there's many different types of enemies.
I've been real, I'm still real. Haters, they can't stop it. Focus mind, infield, seeking for more knowledge. Guaranteed to make your head bounce. If you a hip hopper, historical metaphoricals will make your mind sharper. When it's time to put in work, be diligent. If you represent the Lord, if you want to have a sword, it's militant. And whatever you start, just finish it. You can't carry the load, the weight is too large, diminish it. And only deal with matters that's relevant. Cause time is precious, the mind of essence that build my intelligence. With wise man who set apart in solitary.